Dear students, hope you are all well. Today we will begin with a chapter in EVS part 1, that is the science part. The name of the chapter is Environmental Balance. Let's move forward. This is a picture of our Earth. Now, our Earth is also known as our world. It is an amazing place, isn't it, students? Yes, there are various living things and non living things in it. Right? You'll know that. Let's move forward. Let's have a look at this picture and try to understand what the picture speaks. Here I can find a boy, a girl, and an old man. Now let's see what's happening here. It is summer vacation. Sam and his sister, with his grandfather, visited a lake at the backyard of their house in the village. There are so many plants and animals over here. Sam is very excited and happy to see all these things around him. Sam's sister tells him that all these living things around us and we too, that means we human beings also come under living things. Let's move forward. Now what's here? Let's see. It's a picture of a forest. Now we can see variety of animals in this forest. Can you see in the picture there are different kinds of animals in this forest, isn't it? Yes. So this picture is about the wildlife. Next we'll move. I can now here I can find different varieties of birds and animals in this picture. Can you all also find? Yes, there are different birds and animals in this picture. But where do these animals stay? Do you all know? Yes, they stay in the different parts of our earth. Let's move forward. Look at this picture. What is this picture about? This picture is of a mountainous region. Here also we find animals, right? You all must have seen that in the where it snows. There also there are animals. Now, which animals do we find there? We find animals like polar bears, reindeers, snow leopards. That means at different regions we find different kinds of animals. Let's move forward. Children, we saw so many living things and different places, right? So I think you will be able to answer this question. Did you see the same living things in various places you visited? Just now you seen all those pictures. Did you find the same living things in different places you visited? All the same living things are same? The answer to this will be no. We see different living things at different places we visit. The kind of living things differ. Differ means at different places we find different living things. That means they are different. So the variety we see in all the living things that belong to a particular area is called the biodiversity of that place. That means different living things are found at different places. Let's move forward. Now, this is the picture of basic equipments that is used by the scientists. These are all the basic equipments which are used by the scientists. Now, what all you can see? I can see binoculars, telescope, microscope, globe, and many other equipments. Right, students? Now, scientists use special devices to make observation of living things. Now, who uses all these equipments? Scientists, right? You might be finding these equipments in your lab also, right? In your science lab, right? Found now they use these equipments founded at greater heights or depth and also of microorganism. Now, what is microorganism? Small thing which you can't see with your eyes. Now, what if you want to see that? What do you use? You use a microscope. With that, you will be able to see. Observation of many scientists are brought together and studied over a longer period of time. Now, children, observation of these scientists are not made in a day, right? It's not made in a day, not in a week, not a month or a year, but it takes a continuation of many observations to bring the proper and appropriate results of what the things are being studied. Now, you all might be knowing this coronavirus which is going on, there are doctors which are researching for the medicines, right? It is taking many days for them. It's not easy to find, right? So scientists keep on trying to find something, right? Let's move forward. Now, this is a picture of our environment and our home and its surroundings. But why do we learn about the environment? Do you all know why do we learn about the environment? Environment is our surroundings. Surroundings mean the place around us, and we should be aware about it. So let's learn about our environment. The surroundings and the condition in the surroundings which affect the life of the organism are together known as the environment. Let's understand this concept of environment in detail. Let's move forward. Children, our environment consists of living things and non-living things. You all know, right? Both living and non-living things are environments contain. As we know, living things do not live in isolation. Now, what is isolation? Isolation means they never love to stay alone. You all also don't like to stay alone, right? You all stay alone in your house? No, you all stay with your parents, with your brothers or sisters, right? They love to be surrounded by people around them. So all living things being includes plants and animals. They need food and other materials from their surroundings to survive. Now to survive, what do you need? Food, right? Not only this, they require sunlight. We also need sunlight. We also need air, water, and soil. That forms an essential part of our surroundings, of our environment. So, both these things are combined together as living and non living things. Now, we need both of them. And as we know, living things and non living things make the environment and they are dependent on each other, right? We are dependent on living thing as well as non living thing. In EVS, we studied the continuous interaction between the living and the non living things. Let's move forward. Students, let us next learn about animals depend on plants for their survival, right? We learn about that. As it is said, animal depends on plants for shelter. Animal, they depend on plants for shelter, right? Mostly where animals live in the forest. Now, in the forest, what there are tall trees, right? So that is their shelter. Many types of animal live on trees and other plants like monkeys, squirrels, rats, birds, bees, ants, and many other insects live on the trees and they find their shelter on it. They make their house. Now you might be knowing in monsoon, right? Mostly all the birds make their nest for their shelter. Animals depend on plants for oxygen, right? You'll know that. And we also depend on plants for oxygen. Yes, students, as plants give out oxygen, it is used by the living things, that is, animals do. In return, animals give out carbon dioxide gas. Animals also give out carbon dioxide, and we humans also give out carbon dioxide gas. Now that is useful for whom? It is very useful for the plants for preparing their food. It is useful for the plants. They prepare their food with that gas. Animals depend on plants for their food. Now, what do they depend on? The leaves of the trees, the grass, the fruits, everything is consumed by the animals. But based on their eating habits, these animals are classified into various types. Now, all these animals are classified into various types. Let's see it in the next slide. Now, types of animals. Based on their eating habits, these animals are classified into various types. Let's see. The first type is herbivorous. The second type is carnivorous and the third type is omnivorous. Now let's learn about these three types of animals and what are their needs. What do they need? First we learn about herbivorous animals. Herbivorous animals that eat only plants or grass are called as herbivorous animals. Now these animals eat only plants and grass. They are called as herbivorous animals. Now, which are the animals like zebras, cow, elephants, rabbits, and giraffe? All these animals are called herbivorous animals. Now, let's move to the second one, that is carnivorous animals. Carnivorous animals are animals that eat only the flesh of other small animals are called carnivorous animals. Now, in this category, which animals we find? We will see that. In this category, especially we find the wild animals like tiger, crocodile, all these are the carnivorous animals. Now let's move to the last one, that is omnivorous animals. Now omnivorous animals are animals that eat both plants as well as flesh of other animals are called as omnivorous animals. Now let's see which animals come under these category. They are bear, pigs, and even human beings, right? We also eat both plants as well as animals, right? So, and hen. Let's move forward. That is your homework, is you have to find the answers of these questions. Animals that only eat plants or grass are called dash. Animals depend on dash for their survival. What is environment? And the fourth one is, what are omnivorous animal? That's all for now. We will learn more about this chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.